Burn this game. Let's talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. You know, I've never wanted to uninstall a game so quickly in my life. I'm gonna come out and say it. I hate that stupid timer. I get it came from Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3, but Pro Skater 4 didn't have it, and to be honest, I think it was better that it didn't. Now, I don't know who the hell can finish all these missions within 2 minutes. They did give a mod that lets you extend the timer to 60 minutes, but honestly, the timer thing is just the tip of the iceberg. Because Pro Skater 4 didn't originally have this feature. They had to make a few changes to make it work, so they decided to cut things. Of the things on the chopping block was the NPCs that held the missions. So instead of a well-packaged system, everyone just gets dumped into the opening cutscene like anyone's gonna remember all that. But to further help out this gameplay, they even took away the minigames, half the original missions like finding my pink elephant and even the bread and butter combo missions. Gone. Anything that was unique has now been replaced with basically the same thing across every level. With generic missions like finding the secret tapes and now, not 1, but 3 high score missions. Thank you so much. And because Pro Skater 4's levels are actually explorable maps with soul to them, and not just skate parks designed for time trials, they now are left empty and barren. Because surprise surprise, turns out the NPCs they removed weren't just there to hand out missions. They brought real character to the world. Their weird dialogue, quirky animations, and random interactions gave each level a unique vibe. Take Alcatraz, one of my personal favorite maps. We lost many missions like Bam's Trolley Race, the Prisoner Escape, dunking the annoying tourists, and even the weird baseball minigame with the ghosts. Things that by themselves were stupid, but together really helped turn a dull open space into something memorable and genuinely fun. Now, it's basically like playing Dark Souls, because the whole place is empty and hollow. Now, they actually did give us some new maps like the Water Park, but they also took some away as well. Carnival? Gone. Chicago? Shot into the stratosphere. I'm starting to think they just hate the letter C. But the absolute cardinal sin is that they turned Kona and Zoo into competitive maps only. I cannot believe this shit. That's right, a feature that every single level had before is now exclusive to these 2 maps only. It wasn't enough for them to just make everything generic. They had to turn these into just a skate park. Rest in peace, Koala Man.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Look, to be honest, I didn't really care for Kona that much. It was kind of mid before, and it's even worse now. But Zoo? Come on, man, why you gotta do that? I actually really liked that map. It had one of the most funniest ways to get into the secret area. And you know, it was alive and had character. But look how they massacred my boy. What sort of zoo has no fucking animals in it? I guess the real animals are the ones that decide that we didn't need animals in the zoo. Maybe put them in the exhibit. One of the most iconic maps is now nothing more but a glorified skateboarder swimming pool. Empty. And it really is a dreadful shame as the levels really are gorgeous. It's amazing to see them be recreated with modern graphics. San Francisco and London look stunning. Even the new water park map is pretty cool. I mean, just look at the water reflecting here. I personally quite enjoyed the pinball map. Like, you could tell there was a lot of love put into it and the team was allowed to flex their creativity. I really love the art style. And those extra details they snuck in. And there are like so many little nice details like the tombstone changing to the skater you're playing as. And the scoreboard updating on the pinball machine. Oh, and Tony Hawk himself is playing. I really thought this would change characters depending on the skater. Missed opportunity, to be honest. You know, this shows the team was capable of being, creative. Too bad they were forced to give us this abomination instead. They didn't just try to put a square into a circle hole. They bashed it in. And look, Pro Skater 3 wasn't actually that bad. I actually had quite a lot of fun. Maybe my standards weren't as high because I never really played the original one, but I can definitely tell the levels are more like skate parks versus Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4's more explorable maps. You know, it's not all bad. I was so glad Bam Margera actually made it into the game. I was actually quite upset when I didn't see him in the character selection menu, but was over the moon when I found him in the store. Thank God. And a lot of the old casters also returned too, like Rodney Mullen, Chad Muska, and of course, Tony Hawk, which in this day and age is a blessing because you never know, bro might have been locked in a fucking DLC pack for all we know. You also have new people like Yuto Horigome and Nigel Houston. I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure bro's licensing fee is where all the game went to. And look, despite all the shortcomings that were very foreseeable, there is a saving grace. And dare I say, it could last a lot longer because of it too. And one of the reasons is the multiplayer. Surprise, surprise. Obviously the competitive mode is self-explanatory. Whoever gets the highest score wins. Although not letting me crash into people is a missed opportunity and a half. Just imagine hitting somebody and their ragdoll physics just goes all over the place. If that's not funny, I don't know what is. But I actually quite enjoyed the hide and seek mode. It's all fun in games when you're trying to hide letters, but when you have to do it with a fucking skateboard, now that's something else. It's too bad the queue took fucking forever though. At this point, I may as well learn how to really skateboard. How do you do, fellow kids? Shall I do a kickflip? But the thing that was actually really good was the build a park feature. It knocks off so many birds with one stone that you need more birds for it to knock off. With any game, there's always people wanting more. And what better way to solve that with minimum effort than let them create the content themselves? I can really see this feature, as simple as it is, have a Mario Maker and Gmod effect, where even if the game has no support or DLC, the community will just support it because it has the tools to do so. And let me say, I actually had a lot of fun on some of these custom maps. The only thing that was sort of missing was that they didn't let us add custom music. Because if they did, GG, we might have a winner. I fucking love seeing other games being recreated. It's so fucking fun. I think I spent a solid hour in this Mario 64 map just trying to cross the gap. I'm such a whore for Mario remakes. It's always a pleasure seeing the creativity others have. Even the developer made levels actually quite fun, because they actually gave us the combo challenge back. Thank God you can just put this challenge back in. But I swear, I spent way too long trying to do this and I still can't do it. I genuinely had so much fun on what is essentially all custom maps. I didn't expect that, especially after playing through the single player modes. There is a saving grace, and the community might be it. But whilst the game does have a solid future ahead of it, I just can't get over the fact that they gave us default invert mode. Forget the timer, who the fuck uses invert mode? And by default too, if I move right, I wanna fucking move right. I don't wanna move left. Who the fuck moves right to move left? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Great game, shit remake.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape